Hey, it's Chris here. And today, as you can tell, we're going to do a will it start here on this hyper tough push mower with a Briggs & Stratton engine. If you're interested in watching videos like this, stick around and stay tuned. So like I said, we're going to do a will it start on this hyper tough. Little backstory, I actually found this sitting alongside the road back a couple weeks ago. Picked it up. I know the air cleaner's missing off of it. I actually have just was talking with Hopper's Retro Gaming YouTube channel. He also has Bald Guy Garage. He does a lot of small engine stuff with his Bald Guy Garage channel. I've been buying parts off him for quite a few years, so I'm gonna get some parts here once we get it running. I'm not worried about that, and if I need anything else, I can just get a hold of him. So with that being said, I did turn it over. I know it turns over. I pressure washed this, cleaned it up. So I know that part's going to be, I mean, it looks decent. It was really greasy before. So I'm going to bring you right back here and we're going to go and give it a try and see what we can get going. Small engines or gasoline engines in general, you need three things to get them running. You need fuel, air, and spark. That's it. If you don't have any fuel, it ain't gonna run, of course. If you don't have spark, it's not gonna run. If you don't have air, it's not gonna run. So this did have gas in it, this tank. It's dry right now because I emptied it myself. So it had gas from last year. This is a vent that must go into the case, into the breather case here. So it does have a primer bulb for the carburetor. Carburetor's down here. Before we do anything, let's check and see if it has spark. Now, seeing the fact that we are up on the tailgate of my truck, I'm taking that blade off just for safety precaution. Plus, it's a little bit easier to work on. I can sharpen it also. All right. That's out of the way. We'll look at that blade in a minute here. I want to get this back up here. I'm actually going to snug this up, the adapter and everything, because I don't want to lose it. Quick little story. I actually picked up a Weed Eater brand lawn tractor, which are just generic lawn tractors from the same person a few years back. There we are. Just nice and snug. So then I picked this up from the same person a few years back. This was what replaced it, and I still am mowing with that Weed Eater brand. So looks like the blades has actually quite a bit of chunks out of it. It's bent too. This side's bent. I could probably get a new blade for like 10 bucks. I'll deal with that later. So now that we got any imminent dangers out of the way, let's see if it's got any spark. On these handles, they have these grab holds right here. I just put a clamp on that just to hold it in place. So let's get everything set up here. All right. Grab a regular spark plug socket. Plug does smell like fuel. Here, we'll get it better. One thing I'm noticing is that gap's off. So we got a little bit of water, but I did drop it. You can see it's off to the side. It should still fire. Kind of odd that that electrode's sideways, but is what it is. That's a Champion. Oh, that's a Chrysler one. The RC12YC. That's actually a Chrysler one for like the old 4-liter Jeeps. I used to change those every 8,000 miles on my old Jeep back in the day. If I remember rightly, they gapped the 30,000s on that Jeep. All right, we got it set up here. We're going to look right down there. I'm going to actually zoom you in right into that so you can see it. You tell me if there's spark. Of course, I can't hear you, so I got to look myself. Oh, okay. So there's spark. That's a third of what we need. So let's put that back in. I'm not worried about that spark plug. I will get one at a later time. Seeing the fact that we don't have any constricting our air, I'm not going to put gasoline in it. I'm actually going to use a little bit of brake clean. I usually use brake cleaner over any starting fluid. Well, one, it's cheaper, and two, this actually lubricates a little bit. So let's spray right in here. Give it a fog and see what happens. All right, no, it's a fuel issue. So let's tear down everything, and we'll get down to where we can see if maybe we'll try it one more time. Yep, it's a fuel issue, so I'll bring everybody right back. I'm going to tear everything off here. And of course, everybody was zoomed and hardly seen that. That's all right. So I'll bring everybody back here in a little bit. We'll just take and rip this apart, and so we got first thing I see is this is really clean, and I definitely was not shooting in the right spot because I shot right into the breather back into the engine. So nobody caught that one and said anything. It's all right. We'll put the cover back on here, and seeing the fact I'm shooting in the wrong hole, we'll get everything figured out. Give it a valid chance. All right, here we go. Well, that was not expected. That was very much not expected. I already checked oil before, so I knew the oil was full and it was pretty clean. But This thing fires right up on pull. Okay. Kind of hard to do a will it run video when the engine runs. I think it's burning off a little bit of oil and stuff because it was flipped around quite a bit. So that's that turns a scrap price tractor like $3 to a $100 tractor by hearing that. So now all we need to do is get a blade, get a new air cleaner, and cover. It's pretty cool. The top was pretty clean. We'll pull that back off and everything, look at everything. We'll see if everything's clean since we already know it's going to run. I'm happy to see that. That's honestly really awesome. For something that was left alongside the road for dead, to just do a little TLC, not even any, I hardly even did anything to it. Pull the dirt out of this. They run really solid too. Of course, we'll take the, there. Now the engine will turn. So, I don't have any kind of air compressor right now hooked up near me, but I can still pull this. Looks clean. This was garage cap. So, it's pretty cool. The gas tank just snaps on just like that, doesn't it? Gas tank looks good. Let's bring you down here off the tripod. And there's just a little bit of debris. This will blow out, but you want to keep them clean because they're the cooling fins. That's pushing air right around here. It goes the whole way across here, and it goes down the cylinder head to cool it onto the overhead valve engine. There's your carburetor. Carburetor's already pre-adjusted, which is now plastic. These used to be steel back in the day. Now they're plastic. So this line here, not sure what that line's for. I'll have to look here. I'm going to order the cover. I'll have to get a hold of Todd there with Bald Guy Garage. Get with him. I already talked to him about this today. So yeah, that's a pretty cool little setup. So let me throw you back up here to the tripod. We'll get this cleaned up here. And honestly, I could, if I can get this to stay running, which the biggest issue with these is the hold suction, you know, sucking it, or they get in the tank. But I think that this would be fine. I don't want to mow with this without a cover. I just don't want it to catch grass clippings and whatnot to get up in there. But I am super pumped about this. This is cool. This is really cool. I know a lot of people are saying, you know, gas is dead, but there's a, there we go. I don't want to show too much of it, but let's see if I can. That is a snapper that we'll go over another video. That Tecumseh engine is on there from the 1970s and still runs all right. Reliability is a lot better than what these the electricity can ever provide. So, all right. I'll bring everybody back here. I'm gonna, get the cover for this, get a cover for this and an air cleaner, proper air cleaner for it. And then also we'll get a new mower blade. I'll just start fresh with a new mower blade. And after we do that, we'll bring everybody back and see how it does.